Harry has met someone who is his age, with whom he is in love, and who is in love with him.
This union just ain't gonna last.
If it does last another 3 or 4 years, it'll be a miracle.
All is not well in the marriage of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
The people in the United Kingdom still don't like you. Like, why would you even go back to the UK?
Prince Harry may be preparing to rebuild a life in Britain, and Meghan Markle is reportedly furious over the woman who may already be giving him emotional support outside their marriage.
I don't want the marriage to go pop, because then we're gonna have this whiny little wanker back in the United Kingdom, back demanding security paid for by us. No, honestly.
One explosive claim says Meghan discovered private messages on Harry's phone involving a woman from the Montecito area. The woman has not been named, the messages have never been made public, and there is no confirmed evidence of an affair. But the timing could not be more damaging.
Harry has met someone who is his age, with whom he is in love, and who is in love with him. Meghan found out about it, according to my sources of information, after she discovered texts on Harry's phone.
Harry is said to be looking for a route back to the UK, just as his life in California appears less secure than ever. This is not simply another embarrassing headline. Meghan can bury beneath a product launch or a carefully arranged photograph. It cuts directly into the private world behind the Sussex image. For years, Harry and Meghan presented themselves as an inseparable team, fighting the palace, the press, and anyone who questioned their choices. Their marriage became the explanation for every sacrifice they made.
She uses a very careful phrase, the veil is lifting, in terms of Harry's feelings about Meghan.
Now Meghan is reportedly wondering whether the man who left everything for her has begun sharing his private thoughts with someone else. Royal commentator Lady Colin Campbell has claimed that Harry developed a close connection with a woman around his own age who lives near Montecito. According to that account, Meghan saw messages between them and reacted with anger. The allegation has been presented as an emotional relationship, not proof of a physical one. That difference is crucial.
Meghan is livid, but I'm going to quote, but not enough to give up on her brand, which includes Harry's connection to the king, nor is Harry about to leave his children, whom he loves dearly.
Friendship is not cheating, a private conversation is not an affair, and an unnamed source cannot establish exactly what happened inside someone's marriage. Still, the allegation raises questions Meghan may find impossible to ignore. How often were they communicating? Did Harry turn to this woman after arguments at home?
Part of me thinks the best punishment for him, Kelvin, is to actually have to live in perpetuity with one of the worst women to ever exist.
Before we continue, one quick thing. One thing I've realized is that most families don't have their important information organized in one place. That's exactly why I recommend the Family Vault, a simple, printable, and fillable organizer where you can keep everything from important documents and insurance to medical information, passwords. You'll find the link in the description, or you can simply scan the QR code on your screen. Now let's get back to today's story. Was Meghan upset by the words themselves, or by how comfortable Harry seemed while writing them? Did the messages reveal a version of Harry that Meghan no longer sees? No outsider knows the answers. But if Meghan truly reacted with fury, she may have believed the connection had crossed an emotional boundary. The mystery surrounding the woman could make the situation even more unsettling. She is not being described as a famous celebrity photographed beside Harry at a public event.
The American dream is very, very much alive, but Harry and Meghan couldn't live it because they're not good at what they are attempting to do.
She is reportedly part of the same local world Harry moves through in California. That means there would be no red carpet, no official schedule, and no publicist controlling every interaction. A friendship can become deeply personal when it develops away from cameras and outside the machinery of the Sussex brand. And that may be what Meghan fears most. Harry may not be searching for another business partner or another Hollywood contact.
Harry has met some new type of companion in Montecito, a female companion who he loves. She insists, by the way, for legal reasons, that they are not having an affair, but certainly this is something that she says Meghan has found out about and is not happy about.
He may simply be drawn to someone who listens while he talks about Britain, his regrets, the family he left behind, and a future he no longer understands. Someone who expects nothing from his title could make him feel valued in a way his public life no longer does.
Really, the marriage is not in a strong place anymore. I don't think he's ever wanted to be estranged from his family. I think when he was madly in love with Meghan, he could be blind enough to choose her. Now things are different, and the veil is lifting.
If Meghan suspects another woman has become Harry's place of emotional comfort, the threat is much bigger than a few messages. Because Harry is not only questioning his life in America, reports now suggest he wants to spend far more time in Britain. That is a dramatic change from the message surrounding the Sussexes not long ago. California was repeatedly described as home. Their move was treated as permanent. Britain represented pressure, conflict, and the institution they wanted to escape.
18 months ago, I spoke to a communications professional on Team Sussex who said to me, Harry's never coming back to the UK. He has no interest in it to live. Never coming back to the UK, loves his life in California. He's here forever. And that has completely changed, hasn't it? Just turned around quite quietly while we've all been looking at other things that, you know, their eyes are on Europe again and the UK.
And as a result, that's why we're getting a charm offensive focused on Brits rather than Yanks.
Now Harry is reportedly discussing regular visits, a stronger British base, and some form of part-time return. That reversal could transform everything inside the marriage. Harry once acted as though the Atlantic Ocean protected the life he built with Meghan. Now the same ocean may become a useful distance between them. A British schedule would give him separate responsibilities, separate friends, and long stretches of time away from Meghan's projects in California. It would also give him an identity that does not depend entirely on the couple appearing together.
When it came to the move to Hollywood, I mean, we all knew this really wasn't Harry's idea. And leaving the royal family wasn't Harry's idea. I think Harry would have been perfectly fine to stay in the royal family for the rest of his life. But Meghan just kept whispering in his ear. And of course, she was manipulating him.
Meghan did not move to America, so Harry could eventually recreate his old British life. America was supposed to be the beginning of her biggest chapter. Hollywood executives were expected to fight for access to them. Streaming deals were supposed to become a permanent empire. Their royal fame was meant to open every door Meghan had ever wanted.
He was more than happy to slam the British people, to decry us as racist, to suggest that we were backward, to claim that we hated his wife. He was more than happy to do that when he believed Pete Diner he was never going to need to come back.
She did not imagine becoming the wife who stays behind while Harry flies back to Britain to recover the status he abandoned. Yet Harry may now want exactly what California could never give him. In Britain, he is still Prince Harry, the returning royal son whose every appearance creates attention.
I mean, you look at how they wanted to leave the UK because of racism, because of not being protected. Oh, let's go over now to America and get, all these opportunities off of our royal titles. And then now America is not warming to them anymore. Oh, okay, let's leave America. People don't like it. Let's go down back to the UK.
In Los Angeles celebrity circles, he can look like Meghan's husband attending another industry event. That difference may be painful for a man who spent years watching his old importance fade. America made Harry famous for walking away. Britain may be the only place where he still believes he can feel significant for coming back.
Convince Harry that their only option was to leave. And she spun him, I think, this tale of how successful she was in Hollywood and they could do this and they could do that. And Harry, I think, was high on the supply. Like he did his whole Freedom Flight video, which is like absolute cringe now when you look at it. And so they went to Hollywood, they went to California, and things were good for a while and the dream seemed real. But now the dream is dying. It's turning into a nightmare. And as it turns out, making content or making shows and productions is hard work.
The American dream was sold as freedom, privacy, money, and control. But the excitement surrounding the Sussexes has cooled. Several major projects failed to create the cultural power that was predicted. Their appearances no longer dominate entertainment news in the same way. The novelty of the royal couple in California has worn off. Harry may now be asking whether he exchanged a difficult royal role for an expensive life without a clear purpose.
This explains his total craven obsession with the security battle, because of course as soon as he gets that, he feels that he can travel in and out as much as he wants to live this sort of part-time life where he can spend as much time away from Meghan as humanly possible.
That question becomes even more dangerous if another woman is allegedly listening to him. Did Harry gain independence, or did he become trapped inside a different kind of machine? Did he build a new identity, or did he become a supporting figure in Meghan's American strategy? Did he leave Britain to protect his family, only to discover he no longer knows where he belongs?
Meghan Markle sold Harry a dream. And as he's figuring out, maybe that dream was really a nightmare. And maybe that dream was really about fulfilling Meghan's needs, wants, and desires, and not theirs as a family.
A sympathetic friend could become extremely important to someone asking questions like those. Meghan may see the alleged messages and the UK plan as two parts of the same problem. Neither claim proves the marriage is ending. Harry can have a female friend without planning an affair, and he can miss Britain without planning to leave his wife. But place both stories together and the picture becomes much harder to dismiss.
He is miserable, right? Like the veil has fallen from his eyes. Sure, he believes in keeping the family together, but certainly he doesn't enjoy spending time with Meghan Markle. He's not a happy man at the moment. And of course, Lady Colin Campbell reporting this week that that's why he is finding some solace in a local female friend. So you've got that going on, while at the same time, P. Diner, I think, and I'm sorry to come back to it and hark back to it, but I genuinely believe all of this is driven by money. That is the only reason he wants to come back.
Harry may be building emotional space away from Meghan, while also creating a physical routine that could keep them apart for weeks at a time. Would Meghan return to Britain beside him? Would she truly want to spend long periods in a country where public sympathy for her remains limited? Would she enjoy watching Harry's royal identity become the center of attention again? Or would she remain in California to protect her own projects while Harry creates an increasingly separate life across the Atlantic?
Even more confirmation of how badly Harry wants back in just goes to show and prove that Harry and Meghan leaving was a massive mistake, probably led by Meghan, that Harry really didn't consider. And as they get to Hollywood, they're finding out that, well, maybe the industry is interested in you for a couple of moments here and there. But then the industry figured out something. That yes, somebody has a royal title, and yes, that's cool. And yes, maybe you can sell some things on that. But a royal title does not mean Harry and Meghan are producers. It doesn't mean they're authors. It doesn't mean they're actors. It doesn't mean anything. A royal title doesn't magically imbue you with the talent you never ever had. And Meghan had no talent in the entertainment industry, which is why she was a middling player, if not C&D list her entire career.
These are not abstract questions. Two countries create two calendars, two social circles, and two versions of the same marriage. Distance does not automatically destroy a relationship, but it exposes problems that were easier to hide under one roof. Harry could attend events without Meghan, while she launches projects without him.
Prince Harry telling friends he wants to move back to the UK part-time. No, thank you. As the veil falls off his relationship with Meghan Markle.
Their routines and friends could separate quickly. If trust has already been damaged, every trip could trigger new arguments about who Harry is seeing and what he is doing. The Sussex marriage is not only personal, it is the foundation of their commercial identity. Their romance justified leaving royal life. Their partnership powered the interviews, documentaries, books, speaking appearances, and business deals that followed.
We haven't enjoyed it, and we do not forget it, and we will not forget it. Okay? And we're not going to forgive either. Because you can't bring the late Queen Elizabeth II back and allow her to live her last couple of years in peace. Likewise, Prince Philip. However, there is a wider plan at play, and that is still to unveil. Archie and Lily on UK soil during the Invictus Games next year.
They built a global story around the idea that Harry and Meghan chose each other over everything else. If the relationship publicly fractures, the meaning of their entire journey changes overnight. That is why Meghan may not simply walk away. Even if she feels betrayed, Harry remains the strongest royal link attached to every project she launches. Without him, she would still be famous. But she would no longer represent one half of the Sussex couple.
There is a significant shift and a cooling in America, but trust me, there's no shift here. I mean, if anything, I would argue that after the last 2 weeks, the view of Brits is hardening, that they don't want the Harry and Meghan drama back in the UK.
The title, the family conflict, and the dramatic escape story would lose much of their commercial force. Their marriage does not just support the brand. In many ways, the marriage is the brand. Harry has powerful reasons to remain as well. Leaving Meghan would force him to admit that the life he defended so aggressively did not deliver the peace he promised. He would have to face every broken relationship, every public accusation, and every decision made since the royal exit without the certainty that his marriage had made those sacrifices worthwhile.
Harry and Meghan just don't seem to know what to do, don't seem to know where to go. I think this is putting immense strain on their relationship because I'm sure the money problems and issues are compounding because they don't have the same money coming in that they did just even a couple of years ago. And so the whole situation with them is sort of falling apart.
Staying may feel deeply uncomfortable, but walking away would expose the possibility that he gave up almost everything for a future that failed. That can trap two people together long after the emotional balance has changed. Couples do not always separate the moment trust weakens. Public figures can smile through resentment, hold hands through strategic appearances, and continue promoting a shared story while living increasingly different private lives.
Charles met with them, and that's great for him. I understand why that's good for Charles, but he really has to think about the bigger picture here. Are Harry and Meghan meeting with him and the kids to have a relationship or to leverage his feelings in order to get their way?
Harry and Meghan do not need to be perfectly happy to keep the Sussex operation functioning. They only need to believe that separation would be more damaging than remaining together. But the UK option could give Harry new leverage. For the first time in years, he may have somewhere else to build a future. Britain offers history, familiarity, old relationships, and a public identity that existed long before Meghan. Even a limited return could reduce how much Harry depends on Meghan's American contacts and projects. He could shape his own schedule, rebuild selected connections, and appear publicly without waiting for Meghan to lead the next campaign.
And unfortunately, we were never going to be your backup option from the moment that you went on Netflix and suggested that those of us who voted for Brexit, remember that's over 52% of the population, were in some way racist. We were also never going to accept the way that you tried to bring down the British royal family. So what's so interesting for me is that it's like, oh shit, there's no plan B. The plan B is the UK.
That possibility may frighten Meghan more than the alleged female friend. One woman can be questioned, confronted, or removed from Harry's circle. Meghan can demand explanations about a message and ask to see his phone again. But she cannot delete Harry's attachment to Britain.
They are the most significant 4 words in this whole article. The veil is lifting. That is talking about how Harry feels about Meghan.
She cannot erase the status he once had, the family he left, or the feeling that his old country still understands who he is. Britain is not another contact in his phone. It is an entire life waiting behind him. For years, the California mansion was presented as proof that the Sussexes had won. They had privacy, celebrity neighbors, huge deals, security, and control of their story.
Harry and Meghan bring toxicity wherever they go, whether it is in person or online. It's just always seemingly toxic with them. And that's part of the reason why nobody wants them around. It's never easy, it's never simple, it's always complicated. And when it comes to the United States especially, We really appreciate hard work in America, and that's the last thing Prince Harry and Meghan Markle do is hard work. They barely work at all, and then they want all the praise, all the accolades, all the attention, all the glory for doing the minimal bare work that they do.
Yet an expensive home cannot replace purpose or repair loneliness. Harry could still feel like a guest inside Meghan's dream. Money adds another layer of pressure. Their lifestyle requires enormous and continuing income. Security, employees, travel, legal bills, public relations, and the upkeep of a luxury home do not become cheaper when media interest declines. Every project that underperforms can turn into a private accusation. Meghan may blame Harry for damaging their future, while Harry may blame Meghan for promising an American empire that never arrived. That argument would make Britain look less like nostalgia and more like an escape route.
The fact that Meghan now doesn't even get an invite to the main Emmy Awards, let alone the Met Gala or the Oscars. The fact that Harry cannot get a seat at even a pool match of the FIFA World Cup shows you that absolutely America has turned and they are feeling it. But I think the problem is to try and come back to the UK, to try and come back to England as some sort of backup option is simply not going to fly. Like, we're not your backup option, Harry.
A return could restore attention, create new opportunities, and give Harry a place to operate if the California strategy continues to weaken. Meghan may see that plan as a rejection of everything they built together. Harry may see it as the first practical decision he has made in years. The same move can look like betrayal to one person and survival to the other. The claim that strong feelings were involved is particularly damaging. The report does not describe a neighbor Harry greeted occasionally. It suggests a relationship with emotional weight, although nothing has been independently proven. If Meghan believes the connection became meaningful, she may fear Harry has already started withdrawing from the marriage internally. A husband does not have to leave the house before he begins imagining a different life.
And they've had a lot of failure at this point. Netflix just proving again how much of a failure the two of them are by releasing the most recent numbers from what we watched for the first half of 2026. And so this all kind of culminates in this failure. And Harry is just like, okay, I'm seeing it now a bit more. This was all a lie to get me over here so she could live out her Hollywood dream, but it's become a nightmare for the both of us, and now I want to go back home.
And Harry may have plenty to imagine. More time in Britain, fewer appearances attached to Meghan's products, old friends who remember him before California, a public role that belongs to him alone, a private friendship with someone who reportedly makes him feel understood. Each piece by itself can be explained away. Together, they could look to Meghan like the early structure of a life being built without her. Meghan is not powerless. She knows how quickly a public narrative can be redirected. She can arrange a joint appearance, release photographs showing unity, or have friendly sources insist the marriage is stronger than ever.
Go live your life the way you want to live it. But he wants to come back and to really make his problems everyone else's problems.
She can present the British plan as a decision they made together and make the rumors look ridiculous for a few days. But a public image cannot permanently repair private suspicion. If Meghan truly saw messages that upset her, she may question every notification Harry receives. Does he contact the woman after another argument? Has he told her about the UK plan? Does she encourage him to spend more time away? Does Harry discuss his marriage with her? None of those fears have been confirmed. But suspicion can turn completely ordinary behavior into evidence inside an already tense home.
It is no secret that they went to the States to try and seek their fortune, to try to capitalize on his fame and his royalty to some degree. They have had successes. The $100 million Netflix deal is not nothing. But that American dream is cooling, and she feels an outcast status as well. She feels like she is trying to push fresh thoughts and projects, but it is not easy. So maybe enough water has now passed under the bridge here for some form of a return. Now, this is an extraordinary U-turn.
The phrase Meghan should fear is that Harry may finally be seeing their choices differently. Reports have suggested the loyalty that once seemed automatic is no longer as secure. The man who defended every decision could now be asking who gained the most from their move. The prince who followed Meghan to California may be preparing to pull his future back toward Britain even if she refuses to follow. Meghan has no comfortable response. If she opposes the return, she can be portrayed as the person stopping Harry from reconnecting with home.
I just don't see that happening. He has to grow up. He's just going to make life really miserable for people that want to, show him you got to put a stop to this spoiled behavior. You got to kind of roll with the program that we have.
Before we continue, I want to mention something really quick. Organizing your family's important information is one of those things most of us know we should do, but we keep putting it off. That's exactly why there's the Family Vault. It gives you one place to organize your important documents, insurance, medical information, passwords, and more, so everything is easy to find when it's needed. You'll find the link in the description, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. That's all. Now, let's get back to today's story. If she supports it, she must re-enter a country where she controls far less of the reaction. If she remains in California while Harry travels, the public may begin treating their separate lives as obvious. Every available choice risks making one part of the crisis worse. Harry faces an equally brutal decision. Returning to Britain cannot magically restore his old royal position. The family relationships he damaged will not immediately heal.
The Sussexes, she announced, are seeking to reverse Megxit. It seems that a return to the UK is being contemplated in some form, and that the couple's holiday home in Portugal will be used as a staging post back to Britain. I'm told there are two key reasons for this. A friend of Prince Harry says there is definitely a feeling in his camp that he has started to feel a bit unwelcome in America. That has been an increasing and significant shift in sentiment, a feeling that the American dream might not be all that it was cracked up to be. I am told that this is coming from Meghan as well as from him. I hear that Meghan is all for rekindling with and reconnecting with Harry's English side. She is fully behind it.
Public attention does not guarantee acceptance, yet staying in California may require him to continue defending a life that feels less rewarding each year. He may be choosing between a past he cannot fully recover and a future he no longer completely believes in. That is why the next appearance will be watched so closely. Will Harry and Meghan arrive together, smiling too brightly and holding hands? Will Meghan disappear while Harry travels alone? Will a source insist every rumor is false and dismiss the mysterious woman as a harmless friend? Every move could answer the story without directly confronting it. The central question will remain: why does Harry want Britain back now? Is he homesick? Has America lost interest in him? Does he need a professional reset? Or is he searching for distance from Meghan? The answer could involve all of those forces at once.
Harry will be back in September for another charity event. There is an expectation that there will be another meeting with the King, and that he will accept an offer to stay at Buckingham Palace in good time this time. Next summer, he will be in Birmingham for all 10 days of the Invictus Games, and the plan is that Meghan will come with him for the whole thing. If she's in the UK, then they will want to bring the children too, says the friend. If it is possible, I'm told he would like the children to see what he does and experience some of the atmosphere of the games, which are very close to his heart. Where might they stay? Highgrove would make perfect sense geographically. Now, I'll just again pause there, Brittany, because what this is a very sort of PR spun way of saying is that Harry and Meghan are planning to unmask the children.
A fading American dream can push him toward home, marital tension can make the move urgent, and an emotionally supportive friendship can make a separate future feel less frightening. The pieces are now piling up. Meghan reportedly discovered the messages. Harry is allegedly close to another woman. His American identity looks weaker. His attention is turning toward Britain. Their projects are moving in different directions, and their public lives appear increasingly separate. The couple who once celebrated freedom may now be locked inside a relationship neither of them can easily leave. The allegations may ultimately prove exaggerated or completely wrong. The messages may have been innocent. Harry and Meghan may step out together and show no visible sign of trouble, but the timing cannot be erased.
The problem being them and trying to change who they are. What are you going to do? Just pick up and leave whenever it gets, bad for you? This is not a good life.
Harry is reportedly planning a stronger British future at the exact moment Meghan is said to be furious over his connection with another woman. That combination is why the story has become so explosive. Meghan may still control the photographs, statements, and next campaign, but she cannot force Harry to feel at home in California. If his loyalty is shifting toward Britain while his emotional life moves outside the marriage, the messages may not be the scandal itself. They may be the first sign that the future Harry and Meghan built together is splitting into two different lives. Subscribe to Hollywood Yesterday and stay with us as we follow Harry's next move, Meghan's response, and whether the UK return exposes their marriage's most dangerous chapter yet.